Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. It's me Swastika Sharma, and in this video we will be discussing your 3-month strategy to clearing mains 2025. So if you are somebody who is expecting to clear the cutoff of prelims 2025, which is expected to be around 80 to 83, maximum 85, not more than 90 definitely in any case, then this video is for you. And if you are somebody who is planning on giving mains next year, then this video is also for you, so you can enhance your preparation. It has taken me a lot of time to create these detailed and curated insights which will help you clear mains under any circumstances, and this video will also help you in developing an answer writing habit, which can be very useful when you start writing your mains answers. So how should you start planning your next 3 months so that you clear mains without any problems? This video is going to be a comprehensive strategy helping you plan and pan out your actions. But before I delve into the details, don't forget to comment, don't forget to subscribe, and don't forget to share this video with your friends, because I've been doing this for a long time without reaping any actual benefits, other than maybe a loyal subscriber base. But it will be great if you do subscribe to my channel if you find these insights useful, and share it amongst your friends. So yeah, so let's see. So we have 3 months before mains 2025 starts, and this is a plan of action which will help you get there, right? So the approach that we're going to have is a 50-50 approach for the first 2 months, and for the third month we are going to focus only on writing your your mock answers, so that you are prepared for the the grilling session which is going to happen on the real day of the exam, when you have to write 2 papers in a single day. So let's start off with the first paper which you're going to be writing, which is your optional, your essay, your language and your essay, and your GS1, your GS2. So your GS1 and your GS2 is going to be something that you have to cover within the first month. If you are somebody who's cleared prelims, you are obviously well versed with how things work and what you have to study for your GS. So the month of June basically is going to be the month where you just do a quick revision of history, polity, geography, which is going to comprise your first paper, and the second paper which is going to comprise polity, governance, IR, right? So yeah, these are going to be the 2 things you're going to be studying. Of course, when you study GS1, there is going to be a high focus on art and culture. There's going to be a greater focus on your modern India. Ancient and medieval India are not covered in the mains paper, but you can get questions about the art and culture of the ancient and the medieval period, so don't forget to cover that. There are going to be conceptual and current affair based questions from geography, so don't forget to prepare that as well. And those can also be questions which get linked to other papers, so you have to be prepared for that kind of thing, right? So this is going to be your GS1. Your GS2, which is again something that you have to finish within the first month, finish the revision of in the first month, is going to comprise of polity, governance and IR. The 3 of these subjects are of course intricately interlinked, and you would not have a lot of problems studying governance if you are studying polity. Basically, you have to complete Lakshmikant multiple times over. You have to refer continuously to the Constitution of India, and you have to continuously also refer to PIB and to editorials, and to your mains 365 vision or Vajiram, whatever you are going to study, and finish international relations. You can also refer to IGNOU material for IR if you are doing this for GS2. Of course, the resources for GS1 we already know. Modern is something you have to cover from Spectrum. Art and culture is something that you can cover from Nitin Singhania, or you can cover from other resources, but it is going to be something which will come to you only after you have done multiple revisions of the Tamil Nadu class 11th and 12th books for history, for ancient and medieval India, or you've done other coaching material which refers to the same. So art and culture and ancient and medieval India would sort of go hand in hand. Modern history would get covered with spectrum and other questions, and of course geography is going to be covered with GC Leong and your NCRTs, and everything else, like last year there was a question on cyclones, or there was a question on the colors which are put in place to kind of issue warnings when it comes to cyclones, or so on and so forth. So there can be questions on that. There can definitely be questions on renewable energy, very in topic right now. And there will definitely, when we talk about GS2, there will definitely be questions on the conflict which has happened, with the clash which has happened between India and Pakistan. So if you're doing international relations, please don't forget to cover that in great depth, because it was one of the major fights you've had after a long time. And definitely there can be questions on Indus Water Treaty, there can be questions on the defense-based missiles you've used, there can be questions on the diplomatic impact, the fallout of this on the diplomatic relations between India and Pakistan when we talk about IR. So definitely you can study that. You can also talk about or study national emergencies or other emergencies which could have been declared if this war had been prolonged. There can again be questioned. So yeah, I think that would be it. Also, don't forget to start studying ethics when you do this, because ethics is something that you can do on the weekends. On the weekday you can definitely cover GS1 and GS2 alternate days, and on the weekend you should study ethics, and on one day you can study essay. So you can definitely alternate, like one Saturday would be your ethics day and Sunday would be your essay day. And also when you are studying, when you talk about writing a good essay, it's basically everything you have done in GS put down into the essay, right? That's what you have to do. Basically you have to put on everything you've learned and just vomit it out into your essay, all the GS knowledge. But the thing that I would recommend is that you should make a notebook in which you can keep all important one-liners or thoughts of various thinkers. Like you can definitely quote Voltaire in your essay by saying that I may disagree to this, but I will not take away your right to debate about this. Or you can quote a lot of other thinkers, just memorize what their main thinking was. You can quote Plato, you can quote the prince, the enemy of the enemy is your friend, or Arthashastra, Kautilya, and definitely put down those quotes and thoughts in a small book that you can revise later. Start building this habit when you start preparing for essay from June, and Saturday, Sunday, one day is for ethics, one day is for essay. That's what I say, and your week is for your GS1 and your GS2. Another thing I would say is that you need to start, from June itself, you need to start with 50% of your optional syllabus. So for example, you have political science as an optional. It will be great if you can start studying that and finish 50% of the revision in the first month itself. 50% would mean that paper 1 has two parts, part A and part B. Part A is going to have your political thinkers, part B is going to have your Indian political part B. What does part B have? Okay, part 1 is going to have your Indian political thinkers, your Western political thinkers, your political thought. Part B can have Indian politics, so on and so forth, right? So you have to, for part B, refer to B.L. Faria, D.D. Basu, the Constitution. For part A, you have to refer to all the political theory books you have. You have O.P. Gauba, you have R.C. Virmani, you have IGNOU material. So cover that syllabus within the first month itself. And of course, maybe later in the coming few days, I'll make a detailed video on how to study for political science especially. So what I would say is that if you are studying GS1 on Monday, on 5 days you are studying GS1, GS2 alternatively, then in the evening keep 3 hours. So 6 hours if you are studying GS1, you take 1 hour break, and after that 3 hours you only study optional, or 4 hours you only study optional. This way you have a 10 to 12 hour day in which you are studying, and this way your syllabus is getting covered, right? So this is important. Another thing which is important is that you need to practice answer writing. If you are doing something on day 1, you need to practice writing the answer on day 2. So this means in 1 week you need to write 3 answers. This means that if I have studied for example Marxist perspectives today, then tomorrow, once I'm done with my usual studies, I will do a quick revision of what I studied yesterday, and then I will write an answer in the way that I should write it in the examination hall that day. So one answer every alternate day, which means 3 answers per week. This is going to be a strategy for your for your paper, for your mains. So this is the June month. In July, we slightly changed the strategy because now we start revising GS3, GS4 and the 50% optional syllabus. So this means that GS3 basically has economy, agriculture, environment, science, so on and so forth, right? And economy is something which you can study from different sources. I think Shriram IAS has great material. I think KSG economy booklets are also amazing. I think Ronald has amazing material, but you need to be very selective about your resources. Pick one resource, stick to it and finish it off completely. Always refer to economic survey, always refer to union budget, and never forget to do mains 365 when you are doing the revision. Always stick to the important topics which are being covered and which are being asked in the news, and try to have a very good and rote memory of the things that you're doing. That is how you would approach economics. And most importantly, when you study economics, always focus on building your conceptual clarity, right? Don't focus on remembering all the stuff. It's not rote memorization. It's about understanding concepts and applying them well in the paper. And I think this time, looking at how prelims has been, the economics paper is also going to be something which is going to test your analytical capability, your conceptual clarity, so on and so forth, right? So GS3 would have economics, agriculture goes hand in hand with economics, and even geography. This is something you also need to keep revising. Every year there are questions from agriculture, and those questions are so easy. They just test something like Miyawaki farming. They test things like, like different new kinds of agriculture, what is the schemes which are being put in agriculture. So you need to focus on that, you need to build on that, and that does not require great conceptual clarity. That just requires you to have rote and extensive memorization, right? Then you have environment, which also goes hand in hand with science and technology and geography. So environment, mostly, what do we refer to? That booklet by Shankar IS is what most people refer to for environment. You can definitely do that. There's another book by a bureaucrat, and that also has great material for environment, but mostly I just feel that environment is very easy. You just have to just very few concepts are there. You have concepts like dissolved oxygen and those aminalism, communalism, which are a little tricky, but otherwise everything else is rote memorization and current affairs focus. So you need to build greatly on current affairs when we do environment, because questions are going to come from there only. Like in UPSC prelims this year, we had something on Peacock Tarantula, which wasn't in the news till like 2019. So UPSC is very unpredictable. They can ask you anything, right? You have to be prepared for it. You have to be prepared like hell for it. And yeah, that's the thing. So yeah, we have environment, we've covered that. We have science and technology. Science and technology focus on concepts, but focus more on the things which are happening in the current affairs, right? Because why would I say to focus on the concepts? Because this year in prelims we had very conceptual based questions when it came to science and technology that were not just based on your the in-use things, that required you to go probe layers deeper, right? So the next paper that you will study is ethics. I don't think ethics is a very difficult paper, but I think how you approach and how you write the answer holds the key to success in UPSC Civil Services examination. So write a answer which covers like a lot of things and a lot of areas, and don't just like skip out on stuff. So ethics has to be something which has to be well written, well thought out, but it's not very difficult. So you can afford to give it less time if you wish, and focus on essay and Hindi and your optional subject during this period of time. Please don't forget to, please remember that there will be normalization of marks in GS1, GS2, GS3, GS4 paper. Essay and optional is where we can score very good marks, so you have to be very well prepared for it, right? Optional is the thing which determines the rank, is the topic which is going to determine if you're ISI or a defense bureaucrat, right? So that's going to be the difference between rank 1 and rank 650, your optional. So this is July is the month which you have to focus on your optional as well. So it's basically like studying 6 hours you do your GS, 3 hours every day you do your optional. This way optional is also getting covered, your GS is also getting covered, SC and ethics and Hindi is also getting covered, right? So in 2 months you should be able to finish your complete revision multiple times. Also I've said that you need to write answers. So every alternate day you have to write one answer for whichever topic it is that you are doing, right? Also, if you are writing 3 GS answers in July, make it a habit of writing 3 more optional answers, right? So you have to write 6 answers basically in July, because the load for because the load is going to be lower, because ethics is comparatively easier, essay is also comparatively easier. So you're more focused on your optional and your GS3 during this period of time, right? When you write your essay, you need to focus on building not just not just your GS answers, but also building a philosophical and a social and an economic dimension around answers, and this is the time when you start practicing that. So you've already built a good base of quotes in the first month. In the second month, focus on philosophies, focus on the socio-economic, political direction of things, and so on and so forth. Practice full length papers, practice answer writing 6 questions per day, no questions asked, right? Let's talk about August. So in August you have to give mocks, right? You have to give full length tests, which means you have to give 2 GS mocks per week and 1 optional mock per week. So which means that every alternate day you are giving a mock, and the day that you have in between is the day that you are revising whatever has to be done. Every Sunday write an essay. Get a bureaucrat or get some professor to evaluate that for you, to tell you the shortcomings. Please write very good essays in your your UPSC examination, because you can really score a better rank if your essays and your optional is well covered, right? So write an essay, do daily revision, and finish your current affairs also during this period of time. So we know that we already thought of a lot of things. We know that by the end of August your syllabus should be over. You should have a book of quotes in your hand. You should also have a thinker's grid, which means that the different philosophies that thinkers are giving and writing, you should be aware of them, and you should be able to use them constructively in your essays and in your answers. And you should also be in a position where you have given at least 15 to 20 mock tests, and you have been able to practice answer writing consistently. So I think this would be it. Also, I would say that always focus on quality over quantity. If you have 10 more questions which are well prepared, it is a better thing than having 50 questions which are written haphazardly. So focus on quality, building quality, which is why I said that it's okay to write 3 answers per week in June. So yeah, that's the thing. And also, when you're writing these answers, please keep in mind to look at previous year questions and to take out questions from the topics that you are doing and to answer them and to write them better, because that way you'll get a better hang of what UPSC is expecting aspirants to do, right? So yeah, that's it. I hope that this was useful. Please don't forget to subscribe. Please don't forget to comment. Please don't forget to share any questions or any doubts that you have about this. Thank you for watching.